You join me today as we face the last two home games of our Premier League season, and one of those is a dress rehearsal for the FA Cup. And it's a very warm welcome to episode 97 of I'm Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have two games for you. First up, a Premier League match day 36 against Liverpool, and then we play Arsenal at home as well in match day 37. So the last two games. Just before we start, a couple of things. If you've just stumbled across this and you enjoyed today's episode, then go back and watch from the start of the series, or you could have a look at my other series that's going on, or whatever. But either way, if you do enjoy today's episode, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. It all helps here on YouTube, and does absolutely wonderful things as well. So a big thank you for those who have subscribed up to now. Right, last time you were with us, of course, we won the title in the second game, I think, of the episode, because first game of the episode, we played Everton because we were on the verge. We thought we might be able to sneak it against. I think we did it. I'm not sure if we did against Everton or not. But we were handed the trophy. I can't remember which one of those two games. It seems a long while ago now. Anyway, we did pick up and have the trophy lift, so that was all good and dandy. I think it was against West Ham at the London Stadium, to be fair. Which brings us to today's games against Liverpool and Arsenal. In other news, I can tell you that I think it's Bayern Munich are chasing down Havertz. They want him, and they're prepared to pay big money. So we'll see how much they're prepared to pay. But the one thing we don't want to do is lose Havertz. We do have a 1 year contract extension that we could bring into fruition. And I think it's possible that what we need to do with him as well, if we did do that, when does his contract actually run out? Let's have a look. His contract runs out of 2029. So we've got 3 years yet. Goodness me. And if we put that extension in, we've got 4 years. But it may be as well at some point or other to extend his contract, do his contract. That way he's not likely to want to move. Whereas at the moment he might get a bit uppity if we block a move to Bayern Munich, possibly. As I said, Liverpool and Arsenal, the two teams we're playing today. Arsenal, of course, is the dress rehearsal for the FA Cup final. And the FA Cup final coming before we play our last game of the season. I'm not quite sure how that's happened. Might just be a quirk of Football Manager. But Liverpool are past meetings, as I think we looked at in the last episode. Played them 13 times in this series so far, and it's been a bit of a poor do. Liverpool definitely better than us, but we've only beat them 4 times, drawn with them 3 times, lost 6 times. And already earlier in the season, we've lost them. We lost in the FA in the FIFA Club World Cup quarter-final. We lost to them in the Community Shield. We have beaten them this season in the Premier League at Anfield as well, which was good news. But the other thing that when we played them in the FA Cup final, must have played them last year in the FA Cup final then, did we? So we've got them again. So a repeat of last year's FA Cup final. We beat them last year 5-0. If you remember, it was one of those games that really didn't expect it was going to be a tight match, and absolutely trounced them. So we'll see where that goes this time. But for now, all we want to do is we want to get the double over them in the Premier League this season. It's not something that we've done, I don't think, ever in this series. Lost 6-0 at Anfield, beat them at our place. Drew at our place. So I'm guessing, apart from right at the start of the series when we lost them 3-1 at our place, we lost to them 4-1. Oh, that was the semi-final. That would have been at thingy. Our record isn't too bad at home, to be fair. So let's hope that goes in our favour when we get into it. Right, without any more to do, let's get on with this first game of the episode then. It's the dress rehearsal for the FA Cup. It's Liverpool in Premier League match day 36. Let's go and have a look at the team that we're going to put out against Liverpool. And this is the team that will face Liverpool. We've changed to a more defensive formation. As we know, they give us grief. So we're going to try and battle them through this way, at least to start off with. Maganin in goal then. It's Gvardiol, Garcia and Fofana in the defensive line. Cucurella, Fernandes, Fratisi and James in central midfield, with Cucurella and James playing as the complete wing-backs. Matthias Tell and Raheem Sterling are the wide players sitting behind Havertz on the bench. Karnasechi, Chilwell, Mount, Barbosa, Koulibaly, Rodrigo, Broja, Kovacic and Kante. And this is how the two sides match up. They are playing with the defensive midfielder, and Jurgen Klopp's still the manager in this world. Alisson in goal then. It's Tsimikas, Van Dijk, Fabinho and Alexander-Arnold at the defensive line. Jordan Henderson plays as the defensive midfielder sitting behind Thiago and Reina. Luis Diaz and Mo Salah are the wide players sitting behind Nunez on the bench. Keller, Lazari, Elliott, Gomez, Ndidi, Konate, Robertson, Beck and Mulroney. Confirmation of the two teams again for you. First highlight comes 18 minutes in. It's a Liverpool throw-in. Liverpool coming forward. They got that through, but Garcia heads it back to Maganin. Highlight looks like it's going to continue. He rolls that out to Fofana, and Fofana gives the ball away. And that was pretty poor, and Liverpool are in here. Maganin saving that, has gone out for a corner. Deep, but headed clear. Fofana doing good work. It's gone over the top this time. We have a free kick just inside the centre circle. Our half, Garcia, Fernandes, Matthias Tell. He's almost like just left the ball behind, but Liverpool comes storming forward again. Thiago's there. Good save by Maganin. Gvardiol with a throw in to Matthias Tell, who's taken a knot. We're going to try and see if he can go through to half time and assess him. Garcia comes forward now. Finds Fofana. Sterling goes out wide to Cucurella. Gvardiol inside to Fratisi. Out to Cucurella. Matthias Tell tries to thread that through to Havertz. Didn't get it there. But we still come away with the ball. Reece James crosses it in. It's Havertz there. Havertz has lost the ball. And it's Fratisi has a go from the edge of the area. But over the top. Alexander-Arnold now with a throw in. Luis Diaz. Fofana. Sterling. And Liverpool been all over us. We need to look. Oh, and Mo Salah scores. He's 33rd of the season. We go a goal behind before half time. Maybe we've chosen the wrong formation. Maybe we need to switch. Thiago Silva. And Mo Salah doesn't miss in those positions. And half-time comes. We are that goal behind at half-time. And we've not been the best. We've had 6 shots, 3 on target, 50%. 0.32, not really producing 55% of the possession. They've had 11 shots, 5 on target, 1.55, 45% of the possession. We have changed literally in the last 5 minutes or so at the end of that half. We have changed to a more familiar formation. Need to have a look at it at half time and also a chat with the boys. And before we get our first highlight of this second half, we have made 2 changes at half time. I should have shown them to you, but didn't. Let's have a quick look now. the two changes that we made. Matthias Tell had picked up that knock. He was improving, but we've taken him off as a precaution. Sterling moves over to the left. Barbosa comes in on the right. And the other change that we made was Eric Garcia come off, and Kovacic has come on as the deep line playmaker in that central midfield. He can play an attacking midfielder as well, so we have the options if we wish to deploy our other formation. Let's go back to the highlight then. Alexander-Arnold has the throw in, 46 minutes on the clock. Our first highlight of the second half. Goes all the way back to Alisson, Virgil, Fabinho, Reina, and Sterling out there winning those balls. And that's through. Mo Salah's in. But Gavaldio wins the ball back. Cucurella, Gavaldio, back to Magnan. Magnan launches one. Looking for Havertz. Havertz heads it down. Barbosa is in. Oh, chipped the goalkeeper. But Salah with a free kick now. Swings it in. But it's headed away. Oh, nearly cut out. But that ball aimlessly headed. Not headed, but launched forward. Crossed in. Sterling punts it up. Havertz is going to get there, and Havertz is on his own at the minute. He's gotten to support his ambling up. Fratisi's there. Fratisi. Cucurella. Oh, Alisson. Magnan. Out to James. James then. Looking. We're a little bit more lively in this second half since we've changed formation. Barbosa tried to thread that through to Havertz, but it was a poor ball really in the end. And Gavardio tidies up in defence. Fofana to Fernandes. Fernandes to Havertz. Cucurella through, and Fratisi. Question of offside, I think. And he looked like he might be. That's the worry. And it is disallowed. He was offside. Would have been his 6th of the season. But not to be. Yeah, he's crept there, look. Good finish. And with 74 minutes on the clock, we made our final changes. And those changes are obviously a few. We have taken off Fernandes. We brought on Mason Mount. Mount goes into that attacking midfield role. Kovacic in the centre of defence. We have also taken off Havertz, who was tiring. He's come off. Rodrigo comes on as the attacker up front. And we've also taken off Wesley Fofana. And Khalido Koulibaly comes on in place of him. Liverpool with a free kick. Elliott swings it in. Gavardio is there. Fratisi just punts it up forward. Nothing really going. Kovacic, Barbosa, James trying to get back on level terms here. And James comes forward. James cuts it inside to Barbosa. Barbosa is into the area. Has a go. It's over the top. Elliott with a free kick now. Swings it in. Alexander Gavaldi. Forward to Rodrigo, who's come on in attack. Rodrigo's on his own. Needs support. He's going on his own. Still going on his own, but it was tame into the arms of Alisson in the end. Cucurella, a long throw looking for Rodrigo. Sterling heads that down to Mount. Kovacic. Rodrigo, Fratisi. Barbosa. Oh, and Alisson falls at his feet. Highlight still alive. But I think that could well have been our last chance gone begging there. I'm desperately trying to win this back. But that goal, that Mo Salah goal, is going to undo us yet again. And we've got to play better than this when we play them in the FA Cup final. And Kovacic cutting that one out. But don't let them score a second. Whoa. Sterling punts that forward. Rodrigo's going to get there. Can he get an equaliser? He can. 10th goal of the season, and pretty much right at the death, we've managed to equalise against Liverpool. Never give up. Sterling, lovely ball forward. Rodrigo puts it away in the back of the net. And still, 3 minutes of injury time. We're in the 4th minute. And Liverpool are in. Oh, luckily, it went to Magnan. And it's all over now. And we had a much better second half. And actually sort of levelled it up a little bit. Magnan saving our blushes, though, I think, really. And Alisson having a good day in goal as well. 20 shots, 7 on target, 1.76, 51% of the possession. They had 14 shots, 5 on target, 1.87. So we definitely improved quite a bit in that second half, and I think that's probably the formation that we need to have when we play them in the FA Cup final. Barbosa not having a good game out on that right hand side. I think possibly Rodrigo obviously getting that goal at the end, getting us back on terms. But yeah, it's a draw, and I think that's better than a loss for sure. And they are the rest of the results. Really doesn't make any difference at the top, of course. We'd already secured the championship, and they remain those 16 points behind us. And the only thing it has done is it means Manchester City could take the second place again from Liverpool, which is probably what they were playing for, and they will be really annoyed at that. Well, I don't think there's anything else to tell you. Nothing's come up in news between games. So here we are on game day. It's match day 37 in the Premier League, and it's our penultimate game in the Premier League this season. Liverpool in the FA Cup, something between it, of course. So without any more to do, let's go and have a look at see whether we can beat Arsenal. We've played them 9 times in this series, beaten them 7 times, drawn the once, lost the once. That one loss was in February last year in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge. So the same tie last season when we lost 2-1 on that occasion. Otavio, the scorer for us. Neves from the penalty spot, and Martinelli, the scorers for Arsenal. But we have beaten them at their place this season. It was a penalty from Kai Havertz a minute into injury time in the first half. A very narrow, slender win. Can we go and do the double over them this season? Let's go and find out. And this is the team that will face Arsenal in this Premier League match day 37. And it's a Magnan who continues in goal. Chilwell. Magnan needs one more while we're on it. Magnan needs one more clean sheet in order to beat the Premier League clean sheets in a season. It currently stands at 20. He has got 20 this season, but he needs one more to beat Ederson to that award, as it is, to break a new record. And he's got 2 games in order to do it. Will today be the day? We will find out. Magnan in goal then. Chilwell, Gvardiol and Fofana are in defence alongside James, Reece James on the right-hand side. Dewsbury Hall and Milankovic-Savic play in central midfield. Rodrigo out on the left, Koeman out on the right. Mount sits between them, and Tell leads the attack today. Havertz sitting on the bench, mainly because we want to preserve him. He's very tired. Obviously, we rested him for a week. He's had come back. He's played a few games, and we just want to break it up. He will make an appearance, I'm sure, today, but he's going to share the workload with Matheus Tell. Karnasechi, Garcia, Kante, Barbosa, Cucurella, Havertz, Broja, Koulibaly and Fernandes on the bench. We think Kante may be moving on in the summer. He's 35 years old, and he's just making the old murmur now that he's getting a bit. He wants a new challenge before he's too old. So we think he may be looking for a move in the summer. So we'll be looking for a defensive stroke midfielder to replace him possibly. Right, that's the team then that will face Arsenal. And this is how the two sides face up. Very similar formations. Having said that, Arsenal are playing with a defensive midfielder, so they set up like this. Ramsdale in goal, Tierney, Gabriel, White and Tomiyasu are the defensive line. Neves plays as a defensive midfielder. Lokonga and Odegaard in central midfield, with Martinelli and Saka, the wide players, sitting behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And then on the bench we have Matt Turner, Zinchenko, Smith Rowe, Bowen, Sivold, Saliba, Philippe, Villarreal and Lewis Brown. Confirmation of the two sides for you. First highlight comes just about 8 minutes in. James winning that ball off of the Arsenal player. Dewsbury Hall comes forward. Goes out wide to Rodrigo. Rodrigo losing it though. The bounce evaded him. And we've won it back. Who was that? Somebody stepped in. Chilwell stepped in and done it. Rodrigo and Chilwell swapping over there. Chilwell again. Gets it forward for Mason Mount. Mason Mount pulls a save out of Ramsdale. And no more highlights in that first half. It's 0-0 at half-time. We've had 9 shots. The difficulty is we've only had 2 of them that are on target. 0.89. 38% of the possession. We've not got the possession. Arsenal have had 3 shots. 0.05 on the XG. Nothing on target so far, but 62% of the possession. They've stopped us from getting into the game, basically. And our highlight from kickoff for the second half. Matthias Tell getting us underway. This will mean one or two things. Arsenal are going to have something. Matt's looking for Matthias Tell, but didn't get there. James. Savic, and Savic is caught in the tackle, but James comes back and retrieves it. Dewsbury Hall goes out wide for Koeman. Koeman crosses Matthias Tell, and Matthias Tell gets his 12th goal of the season. And on 46 minutes, we go 1 up. That's what the highlight was all about. It looked for a minute when we lost the ball that Arsenal were going to come away with it, but we thwarted them very quickly. Koeman's lovely ball into the path of Matthias Tell, did a bit of a juggle, and he puts it away. A corner now. Chilwell with the corner. It's swung in, but it's cleared. Savic down to Rodrigo. Rodrigo to Gavadio. Dewsbury Hall. Fofana. Fofana trying to find a way through. He goes deep. He's got support. Savic. Koeman, and it's just gone over the top of the corner. Rodrigo with the shot. Chilwell swung in, and it's straight into the arms of Ramsdale. And with 15 minutes on the clock, we make a 1 change. It's Dewsbury Hall, who's not having such a good day. He's picked up a yellow card as well and looks aggressive. So we've brought on Fernandes to take up his position there. And he will join the midfield foray. A free kick. Deep in Arsenal. Arsenal through. Calvert-Lewin has put it away. It's 1-1. 9th goal of the season. Deadly counter-attack. And really straight through us. Nobody stopped them. White. Neves. Odegaard. Found Calvert-Lewin, and the defender was Fofana, who didn't really track back. And with 62 minutes on the clock, we're going to make 3 more changes. Reece James is very tired. We've taken him off. Eric Garcia comes on for him on that right side. We have taken off Wesley Fofana, who... again, wasn't having a good game, and really it was his fault not tracking back. That Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored, so Wesley Fofana off. Khalidou Koulibaly comes on for him, and final change that we've made for now is Mason Mount has come off, and we have brought on Kai Havertz as the attacking midfielder. And we've made our final change with 71 minutes on the clock. We've taken off... Milankovic-Savic, because it just feels if we're not driving from that midfield at all. And we've brought on Kante for Savic. Rodrigo comes forward looking to try and get that through, but didn't do it. And defenders cut that out. Fernandes, Kante, Rodrigo has Chilwell in acres of space here. Chilwell and Koeman. And Kingsley Koeman, his 9th goal of the season. And we go 2-1 up after 80 minutes. Lovely play. Can we hang on to this now? Goal kick for Arsenal. And we want them to get back on equal terms. A chance of a clean. Oh, tails in. Oh, he flashed at that. And we're in the 5th minute of added time of 5. Fernandes! His second goal of the season, and we made it look good at 3-1. And that was just out of the blue, that. We'll see it again. Gavardiol with the throw-in. It's a long throw to Matheus Tel. The defender defends it, but only as far as Fernandes. Fernandes shoots from outside of the penalty area and catches everybody unaware, including me. And it's all over. Turned out to be quite a win, a 3-1 win, but it didn't look like it. And sort of pretty much into about the 80th minute, it looked like it was going to end up a draw, but we pulled some out of the bag towards the end there. 21 shots, lots of them, 9 on target, 2.38, 40% of the possessions. Got some of the possession back, not all of it, but we did have plenty of shots and quite a few of them on target, which is good news. And they had 9 shots, just the 1 on target, which is the goal that they scored. 0.62, 60% of the possession. Good games from Ben Chilwell on 8.2, but Kingsley Coman with that goal giving us the lead. He's had 7 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance created, an assist and a goal. He's had a good day, basically, an 8.4 for him. Matheus Tel having a good day as well. Kai Havertz not doing bad when he came on. And Fernandes was pretty poor at one point, but just seemed to get, once we changed it around, had Kante beside him, seemed to give him quite a bit of a go. So good result. Let's have a look and see how that leaves the table. And with those games being played, Liverpool beating Aston Villa by 2-1. It was 1-1 in their game after 70 minutes. But they managed to get back in front. Manchester City winning again against Middlesbrough, and Newcastle beating Manchester United. Newcastle, who we face in the final game of the season. How has it all set up then? Well, it looks like Aston Villa have been relegated now with the loss to Liverpool. Leeds can still survive. They need maximum points from their final 2 games. So they will have to definitely get that out of their final 2 to manage to survive, and it will come down to whatever happens in the next game, of course. Right, so we are on top, champions, of course. 14 points, a difference between us and Manchester City. Liverpool are in 3rd on 78. Then come Manchester United on 64. Arsenal on 61. Newcastle on 59. Brentford taking the last European space as it is at the moment on 56. Tottenham just outside 8th on 52. And as I say, West Ham and Aston Villa relegated. Leeds United still could survive, but they've got to win both their final 2 games and hope that Brighton lose both of theirs. Seems a bit of a tall order to me. So there we are, end of the episode. An FA Cup final coming up in the next episode. 28 games unbeaten in the Premier League. Yes, we've drawn some games in there, but we haven't lost since we lost to Manchester City in the Premier League way back in October. That's the last time we lost, a 2-0 loss. It was in our... Yeah, I was going to say second. It wasn't. Yeah, that was the last time we lost at the Etihad Stadium way back in October. But since then, we've had a couple of draws, but we've not lost in the Premier League. 28 games unbeaten. That I don't know how that stacks up record-wise, but that's pretty good going. Right, 2 episodes, 2 single game episodes coming up. First up, the FA Cup final against Liverpool, our arch nemesis of the series. Can we beat them again this time to retain the FA Cup? I sincerely hope so. You'll find out on the next episode. So join me for that, won't you? If you've enjoyed today's episode, though, give me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with what's happening here on this particular series. Chelsea stands proud. And don't forget, if you want me to carry this series on, to have another crack at the Champions League, you need to leave me a comment down below. You need to give me that big thumbs up. I'll only do it if I get enough big thumbs up over these last few episodes that will see us through and do another season. Otherwise, we're going to cut our losses in the next couple of episodes, and we'll do a end of a series roundup and see where we go. If you want me to carry on, thumbs up and a comment to say, carry on, Mark. Go on, go for it. Let me know. I know we've did say we're going to cut it once before, and somebody left me a comment and said, no, carry on. I'm enjoying this series. To be fair, it is one, it's still getting good viewing figures for me anyway. So I may still continue if we're still getting double viewing figures on a regular basis, because the other series isn't. And if I change series, we might not get so many. So, or we might just park it and see, start a new series, see what happens, and maybe come back to it. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't fully decided, but you could persuade me down below. By subscribing, you'll also keep up to date with what's happening in To Be a Legend, and of course any new series as we release them, and anything to do with FM24. New episodes of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. We release them every Tuesday and Friday currently. Obviously, it may chop around if we decide that we're going to start a new series. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel and more, the best way of doing it is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM, or whatever it's called now. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It is the FA Cup final. It's on Friday, and it's episode 98. Till then, bye-bye.